is being very clingy today, so if you hear any purring in the background, he likes to perch on that sofa right behind the camera. Would you like to talk about reading goals? Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video and welcome back to my channel. Today is a very gloomy, almost snowy day out, and I feel like cozying up with a nice hot cup of tea and reading, but I was like, you know what? It is time to finally talk about my reading and channel goals. I actually had planned to do this video a lot sooner, but my reading journal actually took forever to ship to me, and I did want to show you guys the way I'm tracking my reading this year. Had to wait on this video, was also going to make it a vlog, and then that kind of fell through because we are getting near February now. So I just decided to do a chill, fun, sit down, chit chat video with you guys, so I hope you don't mind. So go ahead and grab yourself a hot cup of tea, cocoa, whatever you typically drink. I had to use my motivation in a mug today because it is definitely one of those Saturdays. I'm having trouble just being motivated to do anything, so hence the motivation mug today. So the way I figured I would break this down is reading, channel, and then I also have a couple just general bookish goals that I think you guys are going to be really excited about. So don't tune out at the end of this video because I have some really fun things coming this year, hopefully, if it all works out, but let's just go ahead and get into it. So my first goal that I feel like I should start off with is the number amount, because I'm sure you all are wondering. If you don't follow me on Goodreads, I am planning to read 75 books this year. 75 just seems like a really happy medium for me because there's one year that I read 100 books, and that is all I ever wanted to accomplish in my bookish life, was one year just read 100 books to say I read a 3-digit number. I don't know if I could do that again, so I had planned to read just 50 books because that's about a book a week, but the fact that I read a graphic novel or a manga at least once a month, it just makes sense to kind of make that like a happy medium in between the two. I decided to stick to 75. I really do not care if I meet my goal, if I don't meet my goal. I'm pretty certain that I will because I have been getting into audiobooks lately. But let me know how many books you guys are planning to read this year because I'm always interested to hear why people choose the number that they do. My next goal is one that a lot of people have, and that is just to read more on my physical TBR. I did a recent book on haul because I was like, there's no way I'm ever gonna read these books, not gonna reread them, and I really just want to focus on what I already own, considering I think 2/3 if not more of the books I own I actually have not read because I go on these book buying binges. I find these library sales. My local town has really good book thrift stores, and so I go one time and I come home with like 10 books because of credit or something. So it's not like I'm spending a lot of money on books, but it's just a space issue for me. I just want to read more of what I have because I do own some really great books, and I really just needed to get out of the mindset of maybe I should like avoid bookstores for like the whole year, which is kind of impossible considering my birthday's coming up at the end of the month. Anyways, whatever I can do to knock out some books on my physical TBR. I did create like a mug or a cup of like 22 books I want to read this year that are all from my bookshelves. Trying to figure out little ways and make them interesting, make them fun to knock out some of these books behind me. So kind of playing into that goal specifically, I am planning to try as hard as I can to read books that I buy within like a 6 to 8 month mark of buying them, which may seem kind of nuts, but if I'm buying books, usually I have an immediate interest in them. Like, I want to read them right away. It's not a book that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll stick it on my shelf for later. Typically these are books that I'm interested in right in the moment, and so I have no excuse to let them sit and collect dust on my shelves anymore. I actually got this idea from Chantel Reads All Day. I love her channel. I don't know how I didn't find or discover her before, but she mentioned this being one of her goals, and I was like, that is such a great idea. I feel like it's a really good general rule to just stick it on your TBR for the next month or that month if I'm just gonna go purchase books. And of course, as a bookworm, one of my goals is to save money this year on books, which is kind of like an overall theme with my goal this year, is not be so enticed and give into all the hype of books and just go crazy buying books. It's so easy for me to buy books on Amazon and online this year. There's no more excuses because because I actually purchased myself a Kindle and I am so excited for this, you guys. Honestly, I have you to thank because of YouTube. I was finally able to purchase one of these for myself, kind of like as an early birthday present that I'm very excited about. I've already been using it and I didn't think I would like it as much as I do because I'm a very physical, visual person, and there's something about a physical book that will just never be the same when it comes to ebooks. But there's a lot of really great perks with Kindle. You can actually, of course, use your library app and send the book to your Kindle, and there's a lot of really cool things that you can do with this. I've always wanted one but just have never pulled the trigger, so I am very excited to start reading more on this. It's just been a really fun experience and I'm really glad I bit the bullet and just did it. I did have an older tablet that I actually tried to read from multiple times, but it was way too big. The screen would always hurt my eyes, and I'm just really excited to finally have a device that's portable, that's gonna save me money, and I may try out Kindle Unlimited eventually. So let me know if you guys think Kindle Unlimited is worth it. My next goal is to actually finish series that I've started, mostly because I have a terrible memory, and if I wait too long to finish a series, it's never gonna happen. I have to find like a really deep synopsis, and I just don't want to do that. Like, I really want to enjoy the flow of just picking up the next book in a series whenever I finish the first one. This is just kind of like a more specific reading goal that I had for myself. I would also really love to do more buddy reads this year. I absolutely love reading with people and discussing books, and I think buddy reads are a really fun way to get to know a specific person even better, whether it's through Bookstagram or Booktube. I've been doing buddy reads with my friends Lauren, Keisha, and Elizabeth, and honestly, I have absolutely loved chatting with them about books in general. There's something about like understanding what the other person is going through, whether it's like emotionally or their theories or whatever, when you're reading a book, and it's just so fun. Anytime I read a book with someone, I always remember that book and associate it with that person I read it with, which I just think is, I don't know, maybe something weird, but I just think there's a whole different like tie to that book when you read it with someone, and there's nothing like discussing a book because that's what we're all here for. So I'm really planning to do more of those this year, so if you guys do want to do a buddy read with me, let me know because I'm always open for it. This next one could be a little bit of like a spicy hot take. I don't know, maybe you guys would think it's like, oh my goodness, she's not doing that, but I am actually planning to not be solely focused on rating books this year, especially on Goodreads. On a 5-star spectrum, do you really expect me to rate the characters, the plot, the atmosphere, the setting, the pace? Like, do you really expect me to rate a book on a 5-star scale with all the different aspects? No, it's just not gonna happen. I remember before I even started my Bookstagram, before I even started Booktube, I loved reviewing books on Goodreads. A lot of people said they missed like my reading wrap-ups, which is another goal of mine this year for my channel, but I really missed like discussing and reviewing books. I feel like I just got way too busy to do that, and I was more worried about like my reading goal last year. I'm really looking forward to going back to kind of like my roots of having fun reviewing books. I really want to also get back to NetGalley and requesting ARCs. I've requested a lot of ARCs ever since I've gotten my Kindle because it's more convenient for me to read that way on a Kindle rather than my phone. I just want to go back to reviewing books, having fun doing that, and just not be so consumed with a 5 number on a scale. It's never made sense to me, and I prefer to just express my thoughts and opinions with reviewing instead of on a silly little scale. I feel like this is also kind of a channel goal as well, but I would really love to host another readathon this year, and yes, I'm happy to say I am already going to be hosting one. Not going to spoil that yet, but it's going to be coming up pretty soon, hopefully, and I'm just really excited for it. So I always love hosting readathons. I think they're so much fun to vlog, and they really bring people together in the community. I think they're so much fun. It motivates you to read, and I love connecting with other people. And my last specific reading goal that I'm very excited about this year is I'm going to be tracking my reading through this journal called the Reading Journal. I'm also going to be using Allie from the Hardback Hoarders spreadsheet because I love watching people's like stat videos and such at the end of the year. I think it's so much fun. fun. But aside from that, I am going to be tracking my reading physically, and that is mainly because I am going to be doing wrap-ups again, and I do have a terrible memory. So I'm hoping that jotting some thoughts and things down physically will really help me when I come to filming my videos, and I think that'll make it a little bit less intimidating trying to film wrap-ups. So that is my goal with my tracking this year. So I did get this journal on Amazon, and I will link it down below in the description if you guys have an interest at all. It's just a really simple way for me to physically keep up with reading because I've tried bullet journals, I've tried so many different things of personalizing a reading journal. So going into my channel specific goals, the number one goal that I have this year is to just be consistent. It is so hard for me to be consistent with YouTube, especially going into the fall season with my photography business. I already work full-time on top of that, and it can just be so difficult to keep up with everything. I feel like I'm the type of person that has multiple passions and things they like to do, and I really just want to hone in and focus on YouTube because I love YouTube. I love making videos, I love chatting with you guys, and I really want to be more consistent. Whatever that takes for me this year to do, I am willing to do, mainly because I would love to grow, which goes to my next goal of I would really love to hit 10k subscribers this year. And I don't like throwing out numbers like that because there's so much weight and pressure to that, but I really think that I can do it. At least I hope I can do it. I may be crazy, but I feel like if I am as consistent as I have been the past few months, there's no way I can't hit that goal. It might be silly, but that's just a personal goal that I have. I would also love to plan and film for Vlogmas again because I loved doing it last month. I loved seeing all the new subscribers and a bunch of new people in my comments. It was so much fun chatting with you guys. I think I would do some things a little bit different going into this year because it seemed like a lot of Christmas content you all actually surprisingly weren't that into. You all just wanted like basic booktube content, which is totally fine by me. After doing it this past year, I feel like there's definitely some different things that I would do this year that I'm already thinking about and looking forward to. Another goal that I have is to do more live reading sprints this year. You guys really seem to enjoy the one that I did with my friends. I definitely had way more people attend that or tune into that than I ever thought was gonna happen. Apparently you guys really like reading sprints and I really like them too. So I'm hoping to go into this year maybe doing some more of those because it's always a fun time just to connect with you guys. Let me know if you guys do want to see more reading sprints. I would also love to film and maybe even host more 24-hour readathons. Again, you guys seem to love 24-hour readathons. I've picked up on that recently, and those are the most viewed videos on my channel, which I never thought that would be a thing. Not only that, I just love doing them. There's something about like this exciting thrill of only having 24 hours to read as much as you can. Getting friends to do it with you is the best way to do it. I would love to get some of you guys involved, whether we start like a Discord channel of some sort where we can chat, or maybe we theme it, but I would really love to do one of those maybe every other month. So yeah, let me know if you guys would be interested in joining me with any of those. One of my goals here, which I'm actually laughing about now because I don't think it's gonna be possible, if I'm being honest with myself, I said I wanted to start doing weekly reading vlogs, which I know already is not gonna work out for me. There's some weeks that I don't do anything and I have time to read, and then there's other weeks that I'm way too busy. I'm not even at home, I'm doing photography, I'm at work, like I can't bring my camera with me. So instead, I would love to just do more regular reading vlogs. And when I say regular reading vlogs, I mean this is Olivia not being a perfectionist and not doing any B-roll, but just doing simple reading vlogs. I really do like B-roll to break up some of the talking clips, but that doesn't seem to be the case with you guys. You guys don't seem to care at all. Maybe there will be a theme of reading thrillers or holiday books or whatever, but I'd really just love to sit down and chat about books and not be so worried about the aesthetic part of everything. That being said, I would love to do more reading vlogs and start a series on my channel. I have already started a little bit behind the scenes of a series series that I'm excited to share with you guys. It is going to be more reading vlog based, but I'm very excited for it because I've never started a series on my channel, but it's something that I've always wanted to do because I love watching other people's series. It's kind of like a TV show where you have like one episode and you just want to come back and see what happens in the next one. I'm trying to branch out from my basic booktube content and I'm really excited for it, so we'll see what happens. And then my last channel goal that I already mentioned was to start filming monthly wrap-ups again. You guys have said you've missed my reviews, you've missed me just chatting about books and what I thought about them. I don't know if I'll be on top of them all the time. I cannot guarantee that I'll be reading 10 books and they will be super long videos every month. I'm gonna try my best just to chat with you guys about my thoughts on some books, and yeah, hopefully it will be a good time. And my last category is just bookish goals in general, which, to be completely honest, I'm hesitant to even say anything about any of these three things because I'm scared that I'm not going to carry through and I'm not going to do them. But at least two of them I hope to accomplish. The first one that I would like to do is catalog my entire library. So that is start an Excel sheet or maybe find one that someone else has already done and just track all the books I own. I currently have a physically owned shelf on Goodreads of the books that I supposedly own, but that's outdated. I never keep track of it and it's just like a really inaccurate way to do it. So I thought it would be really fun to go through my shelves and just track every single book that I own just for my own sake, because I'm a type 1 on the Enneagram and there's something really satisfying about keeping track of the books that I own. I'm not exactly sure the current amount that I own, but I think it's around 300 or something like that, which does not even look like that much back here, but apparently it is. Another goal that I have always had for myself, this could just be because I'm a graphic designer and I don't always see really cool bookish merch out there like being sold on Etsy. It's really hard to find someone whose designs I fall in love with and just immediately want to buy. So I was like, I'm a designer, why the heck don't I just design my own bookish products? Like design a t-shirt, design a sweatshirt of something I would actually wear and share it with you guys. So while I do have this giant goal of like putting out one bookish item, I don't know if that will actually come to fruition because I have not fleshed out any of the ideas for that at all. It's just a goal that I have every year. I think it would be really fun, not because I want to make a profit from it, but I think it would be really cool just to put something out there in the world and see if I get any interest. Like I said, I am a designer and that's something I thrive doing, so why not combine my love of design and books? And lastly, I am really hesitant to even mention this, so please do not get too excited with this idea. I would literally just love to say this to gauge some interest. I have seen so many people start a Patreon, and I have had such an interest in starting one, but I do not want to be over my head with the amount of tiers, the amount of things I offer. It would not be something that's too crazy, but I have had some of you guys that are so sweet that have asked how you can support me. Have you thought about starting a Patreon? And yes, I have, and I love that you guys want to support me in that way. Like honestly, it makes me emotional because I don't even have that many subscribers. The fact that you guys want to support me is awesome. If you do want to support me, feel free to send me something from my Amazon wish list. That's awesome. That always makes my day. I would love to come up with a book club idea for Patreon, so it wouldn't be anything too hard to do, at least not in the beginning, but just something that we could read every month and chat about. And that's pretty much the extent of the thoughts that I had for Patreon. So again, it's kind of in the works, but I do not have anything super set in stone at all whatsoever. But I just wanted to throw that out there to see if you guys had any interest in supporting me in that way. So please let me know in the comments. If so, I may start working a little bit harder to try to get that up and running with some ideas. All right, friends, that is all of my goals that I'm hoping to accomplish this year. Nothing too crazy this year. Basically just want to save money, read the books on my shelves, read 75 books, maybe start a Patreon. So before you leave, let me know in the comments a reading goal that you had this year, whether it's your number goal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for always supporting my channel. I love you so much. I hope you guys are having a great start to your reading year, and I will see you in my next video.